hear me. Trying to test my sound. Yeah, I think you guys can hear me. All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Well, almost New Year here in Houston. It is about 9:30, and I was trying some new software out, and I was like, you know what? I can get to do what I normally do on New Year's Eve, and that is I like to make cheesecake. And so I learned how to make cheesecake when I was 15, 14, and it's a recipe that I've adopted from the Argo Starch catalog. And so I'd like to just kind of share that with you guys and teach you guys how to make real authentic cheesecake. For those of you who've had that, who are nearby, who've had my cheesecake, you kind of know it's something kind of special. So give me a quick second. There's something weird happening here on the stream. I'm going to try to see if I can get things working right, because I can't see the chat at all. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to do that here on my other tablet, because my current tablet is being very, very finicky for no reason at all. And so it's time to kind of view what's going on. Come on. Oh, why do we have technology? I wonder sometimes. There we go. Because I'm not able to see the chats that are going on right now. Alright, don't know who's here. I think, uh-oh, this is not working. Give me a second. Technology. Alright, there we go. There we go. It looks like everything's starting to work. Okay, so the way we're going to begin is we start with the hardware and software. So to, there we go. That is it. And I'm just going to turn off the sound. There. Alright, so now I can see things that are going on. So to make cheesecake is kind of interesting. Baked cheesecake, this is not the instant types that you get from the store. This is actually authentic New York style cheesecake. And so we're going to be doing, hold on a second. We're going to be doing, it's a baked cheesecake. It uses cottage cheese, sour cream, basically all the kinds of milks that you can think of inside to make it. So let's begin. First of all, we need our most important thing, which is cream cheese, and all I will call the software that begins. So I'm going to go out to the fridge and get our 4 packets of cream cheese. And the eggs. And this is not something that's going to lose you any calories. This is going to be high calorie stuff. So if you think you're going to lose weight eating this, you are wrong. My eggs are buried inside of my fridge. Alright. Alright, here we go. So I'm just going to put these up here. So packets of cream cheese. We have a whole flat of eggs. Let's see, what else do we have? We need a giant bowl that we're going to put all of this stuff in. Alright, these were buried. I had this giant bowl. I got it from Walmart. I actually like it. It's huge. I might make about 6 or 7 of these. Um, Next thing we need are the milk products. We need cottage cheese and we need cream cheese. So the number of sort of ratios cottage cheese to cream cheese is kind of what you're going to work on. And I'm probably going to need to bring there we go. I'm probably going to need to bring the other camera to show you guys what we're doing. So we have all of some of the software in. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to take these out because I don't need these here. We could use a little bit more light. Alright, so the way the cheesecake recipe works is that you're going to take cottage cheese and you're going to mix it with a lot of eggs until it beats smooth. You're going to do that in a blender because cottage cheese has curds. You can use large or small curd. It doesn't matter as long as you're using a blender. The recipe recommends small curd cottage cheese. And oh, that's right. I don't have the unified chat, or do I? Let me see. I have a new tool that I'm using right now. And let me see. So I'm hoping that is something showing up. Alright, I'm hoping unified chat's not working so I can see everything that's going on, because it is kind of weird. I'm using a new tool. My last tool failed on me, so I'm using something called OneStream to synchronize all of the streaming. Hi Denise, I think I see Denise here. I hope you're having a happy new year. So we're going to be, like I said, for those who are joining in, we're going to be making cheesecake today. Let me see. Looks like chat and Facebook's not working, but I'll figure out what's going on in there. All right, so like I said, we're going to start with some cream cheese. You're going to need a really good spatula because you're going to be using it a lot. So let's get the blender. For this type of task, we bring the Ninja in. Yeah, I hope you guys didn't hear that. Kind of dropped the blender. It's really heavy. Alright, so let's see if I can get the other camera working. Alright, so let's raise you up and angle you down. There we go. Yeah, I think that will work. Yes. So what we're going to do, as I said, making cheesecake, is we're going to start with the cottage cheese. We're going to dump the whole container in. One of the things I do with the plastic bags that they give us from the grocery stores is I kind of use them in the sink so I don't have to make a long trip to the trash can, which is all the way across the kitchen right now. So we have that settled. Gonna cut this cottage cheese. There we go. And dump it in. Yep, and get all them bits of it. I'm actually not going to put this one in the trash because you'll see we're going to need to put our spoons somewhere, and strangely I don't want to get my normal spoon dirty, so I'm just going to leave that there. We're going to add get usually 2 packages of cream cheese. I'm sorry, cottage cheese per a half container of cottage cheese. So let me just cut this up a little bit, just little chunks. There we go. So we're actually going to put all 4 of these things of cream cheese. I just realized I need a split phone and other scene. I need to set that up in my studio, this kitchen studio of mine. I'm using a tool called Streamlabs, and it helps, you know, put certain things together so I can get multiple scenes going on at the same time. So, like I said, we're going to do this. And so this creates what I call the cheesecake base. From the cheesecake base, you can start adding all kinds of flavorings. Come on. Like I said, we're going to add all of this in there, and you're like, how is this going to grind? We're going to add about 6 eggs to this. So the eggs provide the liquid and the binding agent for this. And how many cheesecakes is this going to make? This should make about 6 or 7. We'll see. And you guys are like, why do you need 6 or 7 cheesecakes? Oh, they're not for me. I'm giving these. This is my New Year's gifts to people. I like to give food to a lot of people. It's probably one of my love languages. And so neighbors and friends nearby will be getting cheesecake in the next couple of days. There we go. I love the Ninja because it can take a lot of stuff. Now we're going to hold off a second because it's getting a little full, even though there's a lot of space in there. Now we're going to start cracking eggs. And this is where I deviate from the recipe. The recipe normally calls for 4 or so. We'll probably be adding 6 to 8. Basically, you add the eggs until this is blends like a slurry. And you'll see in a second as it's blending, it has to blend like it's a slurry. It's like liquid ice cream before it's frozen, so it's thicker than milk, but the consistency of peanut butter is kind of. Now, peanut butter is actually a little too thick. I don't know what the right description of it. You'll see it in a second. So I'm just adding more eggs. Try to add them in different corners. And one more. There we go. I think it actually needs more eggs. Alright. Now I still do have that one piece. What I love about the Ninja is it actually tells you how you put the stuff in. Where are you hiding? Oh, yeah, to do the release. There we go. Because it can only go one way. Turn it on, and we're going to turn it to low. Alright, it has started mixing. We're going to turn it off for a second. We're going to add those last 2. It's inside that last, right here, this last piece of cream cheese. They've already started shooting fireworks, and it's barely 10 o'clock. cream cheese, and we'll see if we need more eggs. We're gonna crank this up to medium. And you want this really loud, it's really loud. You want this to go till it's really, really smooth. No lumps. So I want you guys to take a look. Can you see that there's no lumps? Almost no lumps. We're gonna do it just a little bit more, but there is enough egg in here. We want it till it's fully smooth. And that's why you want to do this in a blender, not a mixer. Alright, that was 22 seconds. Oh, yeah, that's big difference there. Big difference. Let's take a look. See how smooth it is. Completely smooth. Yeah, use your finger. It's okay. It's okay. Alright. So now, trying to get this position correctly, we are going to dump into our bowl. So we're actually done with the blender at this point. I'm going to go take that to the other side out of the way. So I'm probably going to live stream tomorrow. I like to do a lot of cooking on New Year's Day. Not as much as Christmas, but I like to make a couple of things for the family. Start the year off right. So, alright, we're going to dump our cream cheese mixture into the bowl. Of course, the blades are going to fall in. Careful with the Ninja blades. They are very, very sharp. They are no joke. I've cut myself a couple of times. Get your spatula ready and get every last drop of that cheesecake goodness. So this forms the base of the cheesecake, and now you can start adding your flavorings. So if you're going to do chocolate, which I've never done, or pumpkin, now is when you would add those flavorings. You would reduce the amount of cottage cheese if you're going to do a pumpkin cheesecake, and add pureed pumpkin right here. And then you would add the spices and the seasonings that make that work. So if that was pumpkin cheesecake, you would add things like allspice, cloves, cinnamon, all that kind of good stuff. But this is a traditional New York style cheesecake, so we'll be adding vanilla and lemon juice, and pretty much sugar. So not my cat Sugar, who heard her name when I just said it. I have a cat, her name is Sugar, and every once in a while I'm saying something, I'm asking or talking to myself about, like, where's Sugar? She'll come trotting into the kitchen, and it's the cutest thing ever, but I'm like, oh, sorry, Sugar, wrong one. And then she sulks and leaves. um, she's sitting over there being funny. All right, so we've done a couple of things, made our base. So now we're going to season it with everything else that goes in it. We're going to bring out our mixer and start mixing a lot of stuff. So the first thing we're going to put in is 2 sticks of butter, and so we need to have that melted. And the reason why it's 2 sticks, it's because we're making probably a 2.5 recipe. So I'm going to take a bowl here, and I have 2 sticks of real butter. No salted butter, please. Unsalted only. Never use salted butter. Salted butter is a bad thing. It's easy to add salt, it's difficult to take it away. So this is unsalted butter. We're going to put it in the microwave for about a minute. While we're doing that, we're going to get the other ingredients. So we're going to need a little bit of salt. We're going to need vanilla. And we're going to need a mixer. Just getting my mixer ready. And we're watching the butter because it has a butter in the microwave has a tendency to do a little poppy explodey thing that is not a good thing. While we're doing that, we're going to preheat our oven to 330 degrees. We do not want this to bake too hot. We can take our eggs away because we're done with the eggs. While that's going, I'm going to get my lemon juice, which is hiding here in the fridge. Where are you hiding? It's been a while since I've seen that lemon juice. Oh, I might have to squeeze new lemons, or I may have thrown that out. No, I didn't think so. I'll go find that in a second. Oh, good. There we go. All right. The butter is now melted. And so I should switch to the phone cam. Where's the phone cam? Phone cam? Phone cam? Where are you hiding? There we go. So you guys can see what's going on. So the butter is fully melted, and just put that in there. Don't worry, it's going to get all mixed in by the mixer. The heat is not a problem. It's not going to curdle anything. Adds richness of flavor. We're going to add teaspoon. We're going to add, I love Molina's vanilla. That's some of the best vanilla I've ever had, straight from Mexico. We're going to add a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. We're just going to leave it here because sometimes we need a little bit more. We're going to add a half teaspoon of salt. Salt wakens the palate, and so you just add a little bit of it to different ingredients. Main character is starch. Alright, so this is where I deviate from the main recipe. So the main recipe calls for this, and I actually add more milks. So I will add a can of evaporated milk and a large can of evaporated milk and a large can of sweetened condensed milk. This is where I adapt the recipe and make it mine. It gives it a lot of rich flavor. So just have condensed milk. And yes, I'm keeping the lid separate because I am going to lick the lid. It is awesome. Yeah, this is what you use to make dulce de leche. There's so much left in there. Come on out, come on out, come on out. And you can go to argostarch.com and go find this recipe. One of these days I'm going to get my website up and I'm going to start posting my versions of these recipes. Alright, I'm going to add a can of evaporated milk.